Boom! Welcome back to the channel, everyone. We are answering your questions today. I've been asking in a few videos and a few posts for questions, and we're going to answer them today. So stay tuned, sit back, relax, and welcome to PokeMarketLab. All right, folks, let's get into it. Your questions answered today. If I am using your question today and you would like a free sticker at no cost to you, hit me up at PokeMarketLab@gmail.com and I'll put a sticker in the mail for you. All right, first question is from JSS Cards. What are your thoughts on the Twilight Masquerade Pokemon Center ETB massive buyout yesterday? So this was a few days ago here. You see a massive spike on TCG Player when boxes were sub $100, and quite a few, over almost 90 boxes, I believe, were sold in a single day. So, and the prices varied, so it was certainly a buyout. This is not the best promo of the Pokemon Center ETBs, but at this point, the market doesn't care. They're just going to be collectible. I think there's less of a reprint risk with these. It's not a complete elimination of reprint risk. I've said this before. They are the de facto collector box item from the Scarlet and Violet era, and that stamp promo is really, really pushing these up. So for anyone who got them under $100 or about $100, I think that was a really good price. I think it's a fantastic hold long term. Twilight Masquerade is a great set. I think I probably wouldn't chase these at $170 a box now, but they'll do really, really well long term. And I don't see this changing. If you have the opportunity to get Pokemon Center ETBs, if you can pre-order them, which is almost impossible, by the way, the news is out. Everyone realizes how special this product is. If you can get them, get them. If you can get them cheap in any way, shape, if you can get any of the ones that are out there already at a really good discount, pick them up. But this is a little rich for me. I don't own any of these, unfortunately. All right, next question is from Mochi Muse. What do you think of sealed product like Pokeball tins that don't reveal packs inside? I'm considering buying a Great Ball tin in the Pokemon Center UK that contains Astral Radiance, Lost Origin, Silver Tempest, which is good pack selection, but maybe hard to sell considering it doesn't show the contents clearly. P.S. What do you think about Shining Fates? It seems to be going up slowly for Sword and Shield special set, especially with Charizard Chase. All right, talking about the sealed tins and things of that nature, they sell pretty well after the fact. There is that mist of that the unsure nature of not knowing what packs are inside of them. Sometimes there is codes on the bottom of those tins, Pokeball specifically, that does equate to what's in them, but it's not always a guarantee. So what happens is with some of these tins, they continue, especially the Pokeball tins, they continue to print them for a few years with those designs. And the pack selection changes. Again, the code can signal what's inside that pack. Boxes are a little harder, sealed boxes. I just opened some Meddling Sparks where, depending on who you talk to online, it could be this selection or that selection. It varied greatly, and there was no code that would kind of, give you the insight as to what was in there. So, I typically, what I do with tins, I eventually break them down. Boxes and tins, eventually I break down. I am so space limited. Everything sealed usually carries a premium, but it's buyer's discretion in terms of what's in there. You don't know if there's a code. You certainly include that in your listing. eBay is great for that, but otherwise it is what it is. You do not ever make promises about what is potentially in those tins. FK Asmi, question: what are your top 5 products that you think are at risk of wallet fatigue? I think the more expensive it is, the more wallet fatigue you're gonna get. I think there's certainly some wallet fatigue setting in the market. I think the market's really getting hyped for future releases, and then I think the market's kind of shifting as releases happen. I think there's a little bit of softening in the market right now. I think tax return season is going to help that tremendously. But there was a lot. I've done a couple of videos on this. A lot of money pouring into both Scarlet and Violet and Sword and Shield this fall, November to December. And then so you had that, plus you had, Christmas spending and everything like that. And I think there's certainly a lot of money's been flowing in the market. Something's going to have to give a little bit. So I think the higher up you go in price, I think there's definitely your pool of people that are willing to buy goes down. And I think that fatigue sets in a bit quicker. So we've seen this with Sword and Shield where people are pulling back a little bit. Things are softening a little bit. And again, the money tries to find the lowest point. That's why singles are up. Singles are mainly up because sealed got so expensive that people thought they could speculate on singles. It's all speculation. Not all of it. There's some natural organic growth there too, but a lot of it is speculation. So I think, again, I don't know if I could pick out specific boxes. Again, just expensive boxes. Anything that's up there, I think I think there's some products that are probably suffering right now from just being suffering in terms of becoming popular, like becoming legendary, we'll say, in terms of, you know, having great experiences opening it. I think Prismatic is one of them. The higher these products get, the more people are like, I'm not opening that, and they just don't have a great experience remembering opening, you know, these products on release day or release month and having a great time with it. So Subfu, thanks for being a subscriber. Hey man, thanks for all the great content. You are welcome. Thank you for being a subscriber. I have two questions. One, what keeps you excited to stay in the hobby as both a collector and an investor? And two, what is the maximum price someone should be willing to pay for Destined Rivals booster boxes at release? Two great questions. So first question, what keeps me excited as a collector and investor? Collector is really easy. You know, I love the products. I love this. Either sometimes the sealed products, I just enjoy the fact that it's got a great logo, it's got a great box, it looks cool. In some ways, you know, some of the drama that happens is, I don't want to say some of it's enjoyable, right? Of course, you know, the news of drama and things like that certainly drives clicks. It certainly drives me clicking onto other videos. And I've seen enough of it that it just doesn't bother me anymore. I know the market's going to do what the market's going to do, and this too shall pass, right? That's my always thing. If the market's down, if the market's up, whatever it is, whether it's good or bad, it will pass. It will change. And so you just got to watch it and observe it. And I've gotten to the point where I'm just so unemotionally attached to the price of the stuff I have that I can truly, truly enjoy the process of collecting and investing. So I've gotten much, much heavier into signals and really enjoying that. I do not speculate on singles, and I'm really glad I don't, because I can really just enjoy them. I can just buy them at a fair price, at that market price, not worry whether it's going up or down, left or sideways, and really just collect and enjoy singles and keep the sealed side of it as the money generating thing. I think from an investment standpoint, getting boxes cheap is fun. I love getting a good deal. I love getting product at market, and everyone who's out there is complaining, I can't get product at MSRP or anything like that. That's not true. If you wanted to get it, I have the same shot everyone else does at getting product at MSRP. If you really, really want it and you want to put in the time to get it, that's the thing. It's a time thing. It's like everything in life. If you really, really want something, you can put the time in. Is it worth it that time? Probably not. But I've been able to snag a few things here and there for cheap. And that's always really cool. So, and obviously you know, just ripping packs, just doing, you know, the degenerate part of me, the gambler, right? Just opening packs, trying to hit something. And from an investment side, it's not the increase that I love. I of course love that. It's generally just getting product for cheap, and just really appreciating and looking at the collection and just yeah, that's pretty much that. And question number two, what's the maximum price someone should be willing to pay for Destined Rivals booster boxes at release? That's a very personal question. I think we are going to talk about Destined Rivals as we're starting to get some previews here for Heatwave and what we start, you know, what I think about that. And probably in 3 weeks or so, I'll probably make a game plan video like I did for Journey Together for Destined Rivals. I think for me personally, again, this is a very personal decision, so I'm not going to tell you exactly what I think you should pay. What I am going to do is probably about that MSRP price I'm probably going to try to shoot for. Whether I'm going to hit that or not is another question. I did that for Journey Together. I was able to snag some at MSRP. I think that's a great, reasonable line. It's you know, it's not dirt cheap. It's not super expensive. Destined Rivals is going to be expensive. I do not see the market turn around at that price, so I might have to pay a little bit more, maybe push to 175 a box. Again, that's if I can find any. If I can't find any, I miss it. If I can't find any, I'm totally okay grabbing booster bundles or ETBs, which I think you'll be able to snag at some drops. Again, Target, Walmart, whatever. I think if you really, really want to, you'll be able to grab some of those. And I think that's a great entry point. If I got to miss out on booster boxes, booster bundles have been doing really well. They're very easy to store. I'm totally okay getting a bunch of booster bundles and not getting booster boxes if I have to. I am not willing to do the chase and to pay a high price for a product that is then going to retrace at a period of time. Again, I'm not emotionally invested, but I also don't want my product to get cut in half from a price standpoint, right? So I'm not going to spend. I think Destined Rivals absolutely is going to be $300 a booster box pre-release, and I'm not going to pay that. So I think MSRP to about 175 is fair for me. I'm really, unless I am blown away by the set. I'm trying to think. I still don't think there's a world where I would pay $300 a box pre-release unless it's blowing me away. Last time I was blown away was Prismatic, and I still wouldn't. I'm not paying $135 a box for it right now. But I also have some here, so I have some in my possession. So That's it on that. Thanks again for the question. Ahead of Team Rocket set later this year, what cards do you think you should look at buying? And I'm going to put these two together. That one was from Richard. The other question from Jared Curry here. Thanks again for being a subscriber, Jared. What are your thoughts on regarding speculating on cards in anticipation of value bump with the release of new sets? EX buying Giovanni, Persian, Jesse and James, etc. cards from Team Rocket release. So again, I don't speculate on cards. I really don't. I don't think most people should. I have speculated on cards before, specifically in Magic, years and years ago. Was heavily into the meta, really trying to buy low, sell high, and it's different in Pokemon, but it's even worse in Pokemon because you can't go after you can go after a play meta, but that's not why most people are buying cards, right? They're buying on them at a subjective level. So I think it's extremely hard. I think it's dangerous. Sealed is the way to go. You're getting exposure to the singles in the set from almost like an index fund level, like multiple exposure, multiple cards in the set. So I really don't speculate on cards. That's up to you if you want to do it. Certainly some plays there, I'm guessing, but that's just not my cup of tea. I just, again, like I said earlier in the video, really just enjoying collecting singles and not worried about the financial side of singles, at least for now. So maybe some graded plays at some point, but not for raw singles right now. This is from Sag Newt. I probably butchered that. I apologize. If you could buy for $1,000, what would it be? If I had $1,000 to spend, so let's do two. Let's make two versions of this. One for fun and one from an investment side. So from an investment side, I would probably load up on something on a set. So I don't. $1,000 is subjective to each person, right? Some of you may be dumping thousands upon thousands of dollars on every set. That's certainly not me. So I would probably back the truck up on something like even Crown Zenith still at $120 a box. I bet with $1,000 I could probably try to buy a whole bunch of ETBs, a collection off someone on Facebook Marketplace or something for a little bit cheaper. But I'd back the truck up on a really, really solid set. Even if I could continue to pick away at buying 151 bundles or Blooming Water, sets like that are just absolutely solid. We're still getting a little bit of MSRP product for it. Just back the truck up on. From a fun standpoint, I would buy 2 sealed booster boxes of Fusion Strike and crack that Gengar, or try to. I think that would be amazingly fun. I've just had this in my head. I've just dreamed of cracking, of opening and ripping that Gengar. Obviously, from time to time, I'll pick up a Fusion Strike pack, which is getting exceedingly expensive now. Just to, on the off chance I hit the Gengar, which of course you're not. It's just, again, it's like buying a lottery ticket. But I think with 2 booster boxes, I'd have a pretty good chance at getting the Gengar. And again, it's a complete waste of money, but that's just the fun scenario, we'll say. Okay, question from Anna Kai. Yeah. What is the best way to get new sets for retail price? Pokemon Center goes out of stock fast. I always notice it's too late when pre-orders. Okay, so you can get some stuff at retail. Booster boxes are becoming very hard, probably impossible to do that for Destined Rivals. Not impossible, obviously some people will. There's so many bots out there. People are spending, I was doing some research on this the other day. I'm thinking about making a video about it. The bot community is a whole nother level of revenue generation. There is a ton of people making a ton of money selling access to bots. Then you need to make hundreds of accounts with these retail, online retail platforms like Best Buy, Target, Walmart. And then you need to buy proxies so your IP doesn't get banned. And then you need to buy hosting for these. And it looks like people are spending thousands upon thousands of dollars a month running some of these bots in the hopes of getting some product at retail. So it's gotten pretty bad. So you're fighting bots. So it's extremely, extremely hard. It's not impossible, but it's very hard to manually get products at release. So to answer your question directly, there's a few things you can do. The main thing is getting alerts from some of the folks that specifically on X, there's a bunch of accounts on there. I did a video on that before. I'll try to link it in the comments below regarding some accounts. Again, you can just follow, turn on notifications, and you get some really quick alerts when stuff comes into stock. It's a fantastic service they provide. The only thing they get is a kickback. Is the link is a affiliate URL, so they get a little bit of a kickback from some of these online retailers. So. And you can have some success with that. It's hard. Again, your seconds count. And it's stressful sometimes. And again, you get to decide if you want to, if it's really worth it for printing cardboard, or if you're just better off waiting for the market to desaturate a little bit here. But that's really it. I mean, you can try to stock stores and go to stores on release day and try to beat the scalpers, but that's, to me, a waste of time. So, but that's it. I think I would follow the folks on X. and get those alerts and try to snag some product. All right, another question from FK Asmi. How would you rank sealed product in terms of return and volume? Booster boxes, booster bundles, UPCs, ETBs, sleeve packs, and single packs. This is a great question. So booster boxes are the creme de la creme, right? They are the piece de resistance. There's nothing, better. I think for a while, the Pokemon Center ETBs in the Scarlet and Violet era were actually outperforming booster boxes. And I think the actual upcoming reprints that we've heard could actually signal to the market that those Pokemon Center ETBs are actually even more valuable than we previously thought. Because again, they're not eliminated from the risk of reprints, but certainly not a high reprint risk, especially from the earlier Scarlet and Violet era. And I think it would be a mistake for them to go back and reprint those at this point. I think we've seen from some sets them go back and really push the booster bundles. We've seen 151 booster bundles, thousands, tens of thousands of them. Like everyone's talking about reprints right now. We've been seeing 151 continuously reprinted for the past year with just booster bundles. No one's been talking about it or as waves or anything, but it's absolutely been massive reprints. And I think that was a great way to go. But I think for these other sets here, we have to get high volume packs to market at some point here, and that's what they're doing. So booster box is always going to be the creme de la creme. Booster bundles have done really well. They've performed well. They store extremely well. So I think, and they're cheap. So I think, and they're cheap for the Pokemon company to make. So that's not a bad way to go. Whether that's going to be, long term, like 5 to 10 years, if that's going to be super collectible or not, I still think the booster box, maybe the ETB, certainly the Pokemon Center ETB is going to outperform the booster bundle. But no one can argue that from a storage standpoint, they aren't fantastic. Ultra premium collections certainly going to perform really, really well. You're getting exposure, specifically like to the Charizard premium collection, any other premium collections that have multiple sets within them from that era. That's extremely important because you're getting, instead of the booster box, you're getting exposure to one set. With the UPC, it is a premium collection, right? And you're getting exposure to multiple sets. So again, it's almost like an index fund that it gets exposure to multiple businesses. You're kind of doing that with the UPC where you're getting exposure to multiple sets. We saw that in Charizard UPC, right? When Evolving Scars started to pump up hard, that brought Charizard UPC with it. Now it's got, we got other sets that are pumping from Sword and Shield, and that just brings that up. So those are fantastic. However, they are large. So they're very, very big to store, but I think those will do extremely well long-term from a collectability standpoint. Again, you could get one UPC and just get, some nostalgia from all these different sets in that era. ETBs are always going to do well. Not a great storage, from a storage standpoint. They store well because they're nice and solid. They're not as weak from a stacking standpoint as booster boxes, but there's just a lot of fluff for the amount of packs in them. So sleeve packs carry a massive premium, and I think they're actually going to perform even better in the future. We've seen that with Evolving Skies sleeve packs. We've seen it with all of the sleeve packs. They're not easy to reseal. They're certainly more of a premium than single packs. It's a great way to get some cheap exposure to a set. Same thing with booster bundles, right? For $30, you can get a booster bundle, get a piece of that set. Sleeve packs, if you're low on money and you want to do this nostalgia thing or this investing thing and sock these away for long term, just pick a couple up when you're in line at Target or you're in line at Walmart, from eventually when the market settles. Even grocery stores are carrying this stuff now. Sleeve packs, $5 a pop. Grab a couple, store them away. They store extremely well. You can actually, store them like you see them in the store in your closet if you want to. And loose packs obviously are always going to be the weakest. Just the resale potential, the mapping potential when you're opening booster boxes. You pull a huge hit. The rest of those packs in that box are not going to contain that hit, right? So you just flush those out to the market. So certainly I would shy away from single pack. I mean, if you can get away at getting tins or something like that, or super cheap and you're limited on storage, it's okay to break them down. But I don't know from an investment standpoint that'd be good targeting single packs. Go for the sleeve packs. And that's it. Those are your questions answered. Hopefully I answered some of your questions. And again, if I featured a question, hit me up at PokeMarketLab@gmail.com for a free sticker at no cost to you. And hopefully we'll do another one of these again in a month or two, and I'll throw a community post up asking for some questions. So if you liked what we did today, of course, give us a thumbs up and a subscribe and leave us a comment below, and we will see you on the next one. PokeMarketLab out.